Hey drummers, welcome to this free video drum lesson. Today let's check out the Masterplan by Oasis, drummed by Alan White. Here's what's coming up. So what I've got for you today is the first 8 bars of the song containing pretty much all of the variations that Alan plays throughout the song. All the bass drum variations, the ghost note variations, the drags, all that cool stuff. Then I've also got for you 5 of the most distinctive, the coolest drum fills from the song as well. So in combination, you've basically got the tools to be able to play the whole song, and you can download all of the transcription from my website for free. You'll find a link beneath this video. So have both pages printed out in front of you as we go through this together. Hopefully it'll make things a little bit easier for you to understand. So as I say, we've got the first 8 bars. I've got it written out in full for you. And before we go into all the extra ghost notes and stuff, let's just take a look at the very, very, very basic pattern that Alan's playing. He's playing 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3. It's a 3 and a 1 pretty much all the time. He does miss out some bass drums, replace them with ghost notes and drags and stuff, but that is what he's playing most of the time. And then that first bar, we start with a crash. Then our first hint of what's going to be going on quite a lot throughout the song, which makes this an advanced lesson, or an advanced piece to play, is the ghost note falling on the of beat 2 with that first bass drum note next to beat 3. 1 and 2 and a 3. A 3. So you've really got to sort of separate your hands and feet here, because you've got to play a light tap with the bass drum playing a 3 and not be tempted to whack it normal volume. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. He doesn't play a 1, I'm just going to repeat it around a few times. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. You can hear that going on there. At the end of that bar we get just a 1, as I said. The second bar we get a new variation, 1 and 2 and a 3 and. So up to halfway point, same as before, we get and on the bass drum as well, and then 4 and a 1, just the bass drum on its own going into another crash. There's a crash at the beginning of each of every 2 bars. The next bar here we get 1 and 2 and a 3 E and. So we get the a 3, but then E and, no bass drum on the and, the 3, but another ghost note on the E of 3, 3 E and then 4 and we get our first drag there, a little left hand double, 4 and a 1. So 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1, and we're going to roll it into the next bar, O1 E, O1 E and. We just get a ghost note there on the E, so we've got O1 E and. Going on to that 4th bar there, 2 and a 3 and a 3 and then 4 and a ghost note at the end that time. And then the next line, line 3, bar 1, 1, 2, a 3 and 4, a 1 E and a 1 E. So be aware of that going on there, going from the 2 bars. That 6th bar, 1 E and 2, a 3 E and, a 3 E and. You can see we've got all the variations going on. Now we've got a 3 E and, the bass drum is playing on the and to beat 3, 4 and O, and we get O1 again. Last line, 1 and 2, a 3 E, and then 4 and O1, a ghost note with the O1 at the end of that bar. And then the very last bar contains like a drum fill, 1 and 2, a 3, but then we get and, flam between the floor tom and the snare drum. It might be the high tom, I think it's the floor tom. And I think he comes back to the hi-hat for beat 4, 4 E and, 4 E and. So the snare drum fill there is the E and the and of beat 4. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 E and that bass drum comes down there on beat 4, 4 E and. You could just play the bass drum on its own, 1, 2, a 3 he might be playing that. I think he's playing it with the hi-hat. It doesn't really matter if you include it or not. So before I play up to speed for you, let me play all 4 lines slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2, 3, E and 4, 1, E and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, E and 2, 3, E and 4, 1, 2, 3, E and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, E and 1. So each of those bars really cool on their own, and with all 8 of them, you've basically got, as I said, you've got all the variations. So take out your favourite beats, bars, and practice them on their own if you like, and choose which ones you want to play. When you listen to Alan play it live, he's not playing the same thing twice, so feel free to mix these up in any order you like. Anyway, let me play that up to speed for you without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums. So this next section occurs at 2:11 into the song. We're up on the ride cymbal, and the first bar and a half is really just more of groove ideas, and it's a combination we've gone over before, except we're playing up on the ride cymbal. So let me just play that for you. 1 and 2 and 3, E and 4 and 1, E and 2. But then we get 2 and a snare drum on the of beat 2, 2 and 3, ride cymbal on beat 3. Then we're going to play this distinctive set of triplets, 16th note triplets, round the drums using snare, high tom and floor tom. So we've basically got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 including the ride cymbal, it's the first note, 4 here, 4 here. But there's some dynamics involved. So we get this kind of crescendo, accenting with the left hand there at the end. And then with the toms, there's a very subtle sort of use of ghost notes, well not ghost notes, but dynamics. It's kind of hard to notate exactly how he plays it. It's something like that, it sort of flows and ebbs. So have a close listen to what you think he's playing. That's the orchestration, and the bit at the beginning sounds like the recording, but then what he does on the toms here is very subtle. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you can hear Alan's distinctive way of playing around the toms. So before I play up to speed, 1, 2, 3, E and 4, 1, E and 2, 3. In fact, that was pretty much up to speed, but let me play it for you now without the mic on. I should have mentioned previously that triplet drum fill is the same orchestration whenever he plays it in the song. I think he plays it 2 or 3 times. It's the same orchestration every time. So this next section occurs at 2:24, this next drum fill. And the first bar also has a little drum fill in it. Up on the right cymbal still. 1 and 2, 3 and. A little surprise snare drum on the and, a 3. 3 and then 4 E and 4 E and So it's right, left, and that last snare drum note was ghosted. There you go. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1. Then into this more complicated drum fill. 1 and 2, 3. So Old Faithful there, 3. But then we get 3 E and 3 E. 3 E and then 4 E and 4 E and. So very similar to what we had before with the, but it ends with, we're doubling up the E. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and Let me play us 2 bars up to speed for you now. So on to page 2 of the chart, and the next drum fill that stood out for me was the one that occurs at 2:59. We're up on the hi-hats, 1 and 2 and a 3. We're going to start the drum fill like that, a 3, up to the high tom, a 3, E and we're going to have the high tom sort of standing out by playing ghost notes on the snare drum on the E and the notes in between the toms. 3 E and then 4 E and right, left, round the toms and snare like that. 1 and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And up to speed. This next drum fill occurs at 3:38. We're up on the hi-hat, 1 E and 2. 3 there occurring at the beginning of the drum fill, and they're very similar to the one above it in a way. In fact, they're all very similar if you look at them. 3 E and those snare drums and the high toms are sort of the same volume as each other. E and then back to the hi hat, I believe. 4, but the most important thing there is to put the bass drum in. 4 E and 4. Remember we had 4 E and now it's 4 E and we have the extra snare drum note at the end of the bar. 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and up to speed. And then finally, the final drum fill for the end of the song at 4:18, up on the ride cymbal. 1 and 2 and up to the high tom for the of 2. 2 and 3 into the ride cymbal and bass drum on 3. 3 E and 3 E and 3 E and 4 E and it's right, left, right, like a little fuddle-a-dum thing round the drums at the end. 1 and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1. That's how the song ends. Let's see that up to speed. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you've got any questions, you can feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. Again, the link is beneath this video. And then while you're over at the website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's coming up to almost 750 famous and popular songs where, unlike this lesson, I teach you the song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart. And I've got probably, it's coming up to almost 10, over 10 probably, 10 Oasis drum lessons on the website already. So if you're a fan of Alan White, then you've got plenty of stuff to get your teeth stuck into already. And then as a thank you for signing up, I'll give you access to 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds of famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos. I'll give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos as well. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I tend to record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got plenty of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got anything, any questions, email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.